Joining me right now is the newly signed heavyweight but open weight Oli Thompson. What's going on? Welcome to Kumite Radio.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Been waiting to talk about this for a while, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Before we talk about your new contract with Road FC, let's talk about Fight Night Global. What happened with that whole situation?
Sure. Well, obviously, I haven't fought MMA since last February, so it's been a while out. I've had a few K1 fights, and I got some new management at the beginning of this year. Some great new team, and they got me a deal with Finance Global almost immediately, which is I was excited about. You know, a big company and a big presentation, good fighters, good level. And yeah, I started preparing for a fight basically at the beginning of the year. I said to them I'd fight at heavyweight or light heavyweight, whatever they wanted me to do. And they said, right, light heavyweight, and we got an opponent for you, Shamil Ahmedov, undefeated guy, for Brazil. For Brazil, the original date was a few weeks ago. Now. I can't remember actually the original date. So I started preparing, started dropping my weight down. Because obviously I'm normally at heavyweight, so dropping my weight gradually. Quite a stressful experience, but you know it's normal. Some guys do it all the time. So the first things is I see no promotion. There was no promotion for the event, and it was strange because they were promoting events before it, and they skipped to promoting the event after it, but didn't promote the Brazil event, which was a bit of a strange one. And then I hear rumors from people, from some friends of mine in the media sort of media zone, so talking about the show will be cancelled. I hadn't been told anything. I'm stressed, cutting weight. So I find out. I check on my management. My management says, yeah, it's been moved now. Date's been moved back a few weeks. Oh, okay, well, you know, they should have told me that. I'm cutting weight. I'm training, and the fighters all need to know. So then training and carrying on. I've got a few more weeks. And bearing in mind, I haven't fought since February, so you know, I'm looking forward to earning some money as well because this is my work. So in between at 3 weeks, there's another rumor from a friend of mine that we're not going to be going to Brazil. We're going to be going somewhere else. And all the while, there's been no promotion for the show still. And I'm not the only guy on the show. There's a lot of guys, big name fighters on the show. You know, the Maldonado Quilov was the main event, or still is. I don't know, maybe. So then I checked with my management. He checked with the promotion, and yeah, the event's been moved to Siberia. And it's all getting a little bit concerning, and it changes a lot. You know, ask any fighter, it changes a lot for the diet, the training, their finances, possibly depending on when you fought last, and still no promotion. So I'm getting concerned about it. And all the while, in between this, I'd spoken to Road FC because I've had conversations with Road FC quite a few times in the last six months maybe, because I like the show. I like fighting in Asia as well. Had good times there. And it just hasn't been the right time to make the deal before. But we stayed in contact, and I chatted to them once in a while, and always had good communication. And we kept that sort of door open for an opportunity or something that will come up. So they sent me a message asking me about being in this planned out Openweight Grand Prix. Like, would you like to be? I said, well, yeah, of course I'd like to be. I love Grand Prix tournaments. I love open weight type fun matchups. I love fighting in Asia. It ticks a lot of boxes for me. But I said, unfortunately, I'm under contract to Finance Global, and I'm a loyal guy. I keep to my word of what I said I'll do. So unfortunately, I had to turn it down. And it hurt my feelings to do that. I didn't want to turn it down because I love the opportunity. I love what was presented to me. So as I say I kind of couldn't do it, but I said, please stay in touch because you know you never know what's going to happen here. And as time went on, even to this day, I haven't seen any adverts other than one poster for the Finance Global show in Siberia. Got to the point where I'm having worries about, am I going to fight at all? Maybe I'll end up with nothing. You know, I've turned Road down. Now, if I don't fight on FNG, I've turned Road down. I've ended up with nothing. You know, myself and my family have made a lot of sacrifices in this year to build up towards this fight. So, as much as I'm a loyal guy and I appreciate Finance Global signing me up, it came to the point where I had to make a decision of, you know what, they haven't kept to their part of the deal, and I'm gonna basically let them know I'm releasing myself to negotiate with Road FC. And it's a gamble because you never know. Maybe you don't know what the terms will be where you go. You don't know what people can offer. You don't know if I had a good deal with Finance Global that I was very grateful for. Looking after me, but I don't get paid unless I fight. So we negotiated with Road FC. It was very easy to negotiate with, and we found some common ground. The tournament was so exciting. So the prospects of the tournament was so exciting that you didn't have to offer me much. You didn't have to. I would have done it for very little probably. It's just a good prospect, and also it's just knowing when you're going to get the fights because I haven't been busy for a year, so knowing you're going to get 3 fights in the tournament potentially if you win your fights, it's got a certain amount of security to it as well, and that's what all fighters from the bottom level to UFC level are still. It's very current, isn't it? Very much a battle for security. Employees feeling secure about what fights they will have and what money they will earn, and I feel the same way. So we got the deal done. I can't tell you how happy I was. It was such a good thing, and I really trust Road FC to, and they will do what they say they're going to do, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, believe me.
Yeah, Road FC has a pretty good reputation of taking care of their fighters and keeping their promises, so I don't think you have to worry about that too much. It must have been a big relief after going through all that stress of like not getting any promotion for your fight. You don't know where you're fighting. It's switching, locations, and you're cutting weight. But now it's like I got a contract. I'm open weight. I could eat what I want to eat. I don't have to diet. Do you feel good right now?
Like I said, it felt amazing to see the poster. It feels, I mean, as far as the weight thing, it's a strange one because it's nice. It's nice eating a bit more carbs. I sleep better. At the same time, I've sparred really well. I'm so fast and explosive at the lower weight. I don't want to put on too much for this fight, I was on weight. I was on weight for FNG. So my former opponent, I'm sorry for the situation. If you ever watch this, I was on weight. I trained hard. I was down to 96 kilos, which is on weight to water cut down to 93 easily. But now I'm going to go back up again around the 100 mark, a bit more water in my body. And, it's not much lighter. I fought the last few fights against massive heavyweights at sort of 103 kilos. So it's only sort of 3 or 4 kilos less than normal, but a lot leaner, a lot faster. So I want to keep that. And it just happens that my opponent is not a huge guy himself. So as much as in the tournament, you see there's some very heavy guys. But, it's the difference between a really heavy guy and a really huge guy. What I mean by that is the people in this tournament. I'm probably the biggest guy in this tournament. If you strip us down, I'm probably the biggest frame in this tournament. Although I'm a lot lighter than some of the guys in the tournament. So that brings certain benefits and certain disadvantages as well. Depending on how the fight plays out. So I'm just in great shape to dictate the pace of the fight and make the fight take place in a way that benefits me.
Before we get to your opponent, I want to talk about the participants in this tournament. Who do you feel is the strongest besides yourself? Who do you feel is like the opponent that you can see in the finals against you?
It's really hard. Obviously, I fought Chris Barnett. We had a fight, and I like Chris. But I'm not gonna say too much. I'm sure he'd love a rematch. Who wouldn't love a rematch when they lose a fight? But I'm confident in that matchup. But he's matched up with Longu. I've got no problems fighting Longu. Longu's avoided the fight with me many times. I don't see how he would lay a hand on me, and if we came to blows, I wouldn't have any worries about that. I'm curious about some of the guys. There's some interesting picks. For example, Gilbert Yvel, he's very much out of action, and I don't think anyone really knows what you're going to get from him. He was unpredictable when he was busy, and he's going to be even more unpredictable now because you know how it is in MMA. Is almost the less in shape a guy like Gilbert Yvel is, the more dangerous he can be while he's out there. So it makes for I like the matchmaking because it makes for something exciting because these guys will fight for their lives until they run out of energy.
Yeah.
So Gilbert's kind of, I think Gilbert's kind of like the not the secret, but the unknown, the
Dark
unknown.
horse or something?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I guess he's a dark horse at the moment. Not because we don't know what he's capable of. We know he's very capable. We just don't know which one's going to show up. And I think that's fun. That's fun. I'm really excited.
Definitely.
Um, I look at this like obviously Mighty Mo's got a good run going, and confidence is a big guy with confidence is a dangerous guy, no doubt about it. Um, having said that, having said that, bet on me, bet on me. This is my prediction. Is bet on me. If you break this down, you go to the bookies, they're going to give you the lowest odds on me. And there's a reason for that.
You have a little history with Mighty Mo, like on Twitter. You guys went back and forth a little bit.
Yeah,
Previously, you're trying to get
we
a
had a
fight.
little. Yeah, we had a little. All respectful. It's all respectful. We're not matched up yet either, so it's still respectful. But I'll back down to anybody. And if it comes down to it, we're gonna war, and I'm gonna be the last man standing.
You have a history of World's Strongest Man competitions, preparing for that, and then you also have a long career in MMA. What's something that you can take from the World's Strongest Man and use it in your MMA preparations?
Okay. Well, first and foremost is if you're a competitor, then you have an ability to switch on. So if you're driven in that way, then you have that. If you don't have that, you can't get it. You can't buy it in a bottle. You can't drink it or eat it or inject it. You got it. You haven't. So first and foremost, I'm a competitor, and I was born a competitor. I still am. But second of all, there's a lot of work ethic, and there's a lot of explosive movements that if you have if you're powerful and explosive and also can think under pressure, then there's no reason why you can't fight MMA. There's no reason why you can't transition. There's a lot of guys that couldn't transition because they're not built in the same way. But I've always been very adaptable in sports, and that's what brought me to MMA was the desire to show the rest of the world how adaptable I was, because I was just being talked about as a strong guy, and that got a bit boring after a while. I'd done that, and I wanted to show another side to it, and I've been learning on the game ever since. Lots of highs, few lows, but I'm still here. I'm still getting better.
You've been out of competition for, about a year. And is it frustrating? Was it frustrating that whole time training and not fighting?
Yeah, well, it was frustrating because without going too far into it, if you know any background, you know that basically Bellator keeping me under contract and not giving me any fights, as they are doing with many people. But it just seems a strange thing to do. It disregards the fighter's need for earning for their family. It's just keeping you on board just in case, just for their own needs. So it was frustrating because I was tied up. But once I got released from there, it was just looking for the right place to go, because I wasn't on a downer. Much as I'd lost two in a row, but I wasn't really on a downer because I'd fought Mitrione on 2 weeks training and then given him a hell of a fight, and a fight I could have won in my eyes if I'd been fit. But that's another matter. So the winner's the winner. And I fought obviously I fought Congo, and I didn't do what I wanted to do. There was a lot of reasons for that. But it doesn't matter. So I had two losses, and I had to find a place and a direction that was interesting for me, and would also pay me well enough as well to make me do what I do. So in the meantime, I had my first two K1 kickboxing fights last year to keep me busy, and also just to make a little bit of funds along the way. And then in the new year, I got my new management, who've been amazing, and then they found opportunity for me. And then when I told them that I wanted to leave FNG, they accommodated what I needed them to do and did what I asked them to do. And I'm certainly very appreciative of that. And we got the deal done along with Road FC. So big shout out to both them groups.
For sure. Now, Road FC 47, May 12th, you will take on a relative unknown, Chaolong Deng. One thing unique about Chinese fighters is that you don't really know their true record. you could see it online and say, oh, this guy, he has 3 wins or 4 losses. But to be honest with you, you don't know. He could have 50 fights. So
Yeah, yeah, sure.
how is it to prepare for someone like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, for this fight here, obviously, my preparation the large part is done. Now I'm fit. I prepared for a Russian wrestler, so it's a bit different. But sometimes I just take the most information I take out of just watching someone's last fight. Sometimes.
Mm.
Then, having said that, if you watch my last fight, I didn't really do too much. So it doesn't tell you everything you need to know. I've seen a few of this guy's fights because obviously he's come in and respect him coming in because he's a replacement for another guy who he didn't fancy it. So I treat every fight seriously because every fight's an opportunity for somebody. And when you're a favorite on paper, the bigger opportunity isn't yours. The bigger opportunity is his. But make no mistake, when we get in the ring, in the cage, it's my job to go out there, not just to beat these guys. I have to go out there and make a clear statement of the levels that we're at and why you don't want me in the semi-final of this tournament. And that's what I did in 2015 in the IGF heavy openweight tournament that I won in the end against some big tough dudes. And I will do that again with this guy who's sorry, I still haven't quite got scripts with the name yet. Yeah. So respectfully, he stepped up, and I'm gonna make him famous.
In the wrong way, though.
Yeah, well, maybe, but still, it's still up to levels for him.
Yes. You were talking earlier about kickboxing, and you took a couple matches. So are you coming into this matchup way more confident in your striking compared to, like, say, previous matchups?
Uh, Maybe. I've been confident in my striking for a while now. I started off as a grappler when I started in this sport, but I've evolved quite a lot. I mean, I went undefeated as a professional boxer in the UK. I've had K1 fights. There's a lot of things we've been doing for quite a while and training that haven't come out yet. And sometimes you've got to have a kickboxing fight to really force you to release them weapons you've been working on. But everyone knows I can wrestle and grapple. So I've done it in many of my fights. So I'm looking to just use my variety of skills because there's a lot of people in this tournament with very specific skill sets. But I don't think that anyone as rounded as me that can change it up and mix it up when they need to. And the kickboxing, the striking battles are fun. They're fun because it's a very much narrower. How do I say? It's a narrower skill set. The higher levels on them in particular skills, but less of them. So you're very specific, and I just enjoy it. I find this the boxing and the kickboxing is almost like a relaxing, peaceful time.
Yeah, I think that striking or the development of your striking is going to be very important asset in this tournament because this tournament has a lot of strikers. Even though they're big guys, they are strikers. They are guys that are going to go in there and swing for the fences.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they are strikers. I've got speed advantage over everyone in the tournament. I've got I'm more agile than everyone in the tournament, and I feel like I can strike with all of them. If you take it back to, for example, the 2015 when I won the 3 fights in Tokyo. I mean, I faced in the first round. I faced a pure grappler in Manoa, and I took him down and just dominated him on the floor round after round. And I fought the Taekwondo guy Chris Barnett in the semi-final. I stood with him, trained with him, and didn't get hit, and picked him off for the duration. In the final, I faced Fernando Rodriguez, a big knockout guy who knocked everyone out in the first 2 rounds, and I knocked him out first round. So I will adapt and I will do what I need to do with each of these guys. And don't think I'm not happy to just stand in the pocket with Lungu and hit him with combinations. Don't think I won't kick Gilbert Avell in the head if it comes to it. I'm going to do what I need to do.
Yeah, you won the tournament in Tokyo. Now you're going to China, Beijing, and you're doing another openweight tournament. It's very unique for a fighter that is from England to be over here on the other side of the world doing what you're doing. Thank you for your time, Oli, and I'm looking forward to seeing you fighting in the tournament.
Thank you, sir. I look forward to speaking again soon.